Hello, hello, welcome. I'm Anna Goldstein, and I'm so happy to have you here today. And today I want to touch on a topic that is really transformational in terms of being able to bridge the gap between why you're not doing what you know. So, there's a lot of books out there, a lot of personal development, self help, a lot of information. We're definitely living in the information age. So, we have resources beyond anything we did in the past. And we have access to so much information, yet we're wondering why we can't change and why we know what to do and why we're not doing what we know. And so the underlying principle behind that is the pleasure and pain principle. So what that means is that we have certain associations to if something is pleasurable or something is painful. Now, we tend to change when we've hit a certain threshold of pain and it becomes, I must change. So if you know what to do, but you're not doing it, part of the reason is because you haven't made that decision that I must change. It's like you're still dabbling, you're still toying with the idea, and you haven't made a definite decision where you're like willing to take the next step. And part of that is because you haven't associated enough pain to where you are. So, for example, sometimes people want to, let's say, start their own business or change careers, and they feel quite comfortable in their position. Yet there's a little bit of this uncomfortable comfort because it's a comfort zone. So it's familiar, yet we maybe feel like we've outgrown it. And what can happen is that we haven't associated enough pain to where we are, and what we have associated more pain to is taking a risk. And I hear this a lot. It's like, I don't want to take a risk. And what that actually means is that what we're focusing on is risky. So if you actually see that the pain that you're in now in your current situation, and that if you don't change, how risky that is, you might be willing to actually make the change. So what we associate pleasure to and pain to is the driving force behind our behavior. I'll give you one more example. So let's say there's a piece of chocolate, and on some days you might be able to resist the temptation to eat the chocolate. And some of that is because you've associated that if you eat it, you're going to feel worse. You've associated pain to it. And on other days, you might associate more pleasure of, oh, I really need to enjoy this piece of chocolate. So the main driving forces behind why you do what you do is because what you associate pleasure and pain with. So I encourage you, if there's a decision that you haven't made yet, to really look at what you're focusing on as pleasure and pain, and to get really clear on what's the risk if you don't change. So what pain, looking at all, and so we're going to call it emotional stacking all the pain if you don't change, so we can really get you to make that commitment to bridge the gap between doing what you know you want to be doing. So I would love to hear from you. Please comment below and let me know what change you're going to make and the painful reason why you're willing to make that change, and you're willing to make that change today. So thanks so much. I hope this was useful and that you put it into action. And for more information about my coaching services, please visit annagoldstein.com. Have a great day.